All right, folks, welcome back. So this lesson is going to be a little bit shorter, more direct to the point, and we'll be looking at some examples since I showed you what we're looking for on Tuesday night. So Wednesday's trading and Thursday's trading, we'll take a look at that. All right, first up is the E-mini S&P March delivery contract for 2022, Wednesday, January 26th. I want you to take a look at this low over here on Wednesday the 26th, and you'll see why I picked that low there, because it's the low. Okay, and then this is the high. So we have this price run from this low to this high. That's our range. So you want to drop your fib on that. Now get your equilibrium price point. So as the highs were ran through, we had that run up. The market gets pushed into a premium. It's really expensive. And then we want to wait to see, does it break down below the old high? It does. But does it create a fair value gap in here? No. Then it rallies one more time, then breaks down again. Inside here, there's a break in market structure. We see it here, then it runs back up into the fair value gap here, and then sells off, reaching into this old low, which would be below the equilibrium price point of this entire range, or 50% level on the fib. Okay, put some lipstick on this. Again, here's the low and the high, equilibrium, which is a 50 level on the Fibonacci. So we're looking for a low or an imbalance below this level. Okay, so we have a swing low here. We have an imbalance here. That could be a target. Notice how we hit it there and came off of it. More pronounced low here. And it draws down into that. So inside this shaded blue area, we're going to take a closer look at the details. Okay, we're zoomed in a little bit. Again, still on a 2-minute chart. Previous high, short-term high, and 8:30 in the morning. That starts the hunt. Basically, that's what 8:30 in the morning is to me. So we're looking for an old high to be violated. It does so here. Then it breaks. There's a break in market structure. Swing low. This candle over here, that sets the stage. Now you have a opportunity. Does price draw back up into the fair value gap after this candle breaks below here and giving you a bearish market structure shift? Yes, it trades up into that fair value gap. You can go short there. And again, you could target this old low here or that low that was annotated before we zoomed in, and look at the beautiful delivery there. So hypothetical short from here and hypothetical cover here. You would log that in your study journal. Don't use my examples here alone. Go into your own charts and annotate them as well. So shorting around, we'll say 44.19 and covering at, we'll say 43.82. That's the opportunity of the range, but you don't have to have all of that. Again, there's that fair value gap, and that's your candle that would be considered as an ideal entry, and the discount old low as a target right there. So your charts would look just like this. In any open space like over here, you would just type in whatever important factors that you found insightful about this example. How long did it take? Okay, how long did it take from the market structure shift occurring? How much time did it take to get up into the fair value gap? That's real important. How long did it take before it went from your entry down to your target? In time, how much heat or drawdown would you have weathered getting short? Now, if you used this candle's high as your entry point, you technically could have got filled here, but in here, I want to teach you to look at the total range available and in hindsight, okay, because it gives you a framework to look for how these examples, while they're not exactly the same, they don't repeat exactly photocopy of every single previous instance of it. There's a lot of similarities that you'll find that are reoccurring. And that's the important factor, to train your eye to see it. All right, we're looking at the E-mini NASDAQ futures for Thursday, January 27th, 2022. This is a 5-minute chart. This is the time frame you start with and you work down. So in the 5-minute right away, we can see the low to the high. And we're looking for a high, and go back in time in your chart and you'll find what this is here. But you have these relative equal highs as well. So that could have been an initial objective, looking for these relative equal highs to be taken out. And does it break down and give you a fair value gap? No, it doesn't. So it wouldn't even meet the criteria there. I know some of you might be looking at this, well, how do you know it doesn't get you in a trade here? Listen to the rules I gave you. They're very specific. And that's what I'm walking you through here. That way you can see it's kind of allowing the market, or really forcing the market, to show you its hand. Once it does that, then you can go in and act accordingly. But you have to wait for the setup. You can't force it. You can't think it's there or it's not. So we have old high here, buy side liquidity resting above that, and we have a run above it. Once it goes above here, does it go above it and break down and then go down below that short-term low there? No, it goes higher. So we just keep waiting for a break lower to get a shift in the market structure on an intraday basis. So we have a swing low here. It trades down through it on this candle here. So right away, at that moment on this candle, as soon as this candle trades through it, you now have an opportunity. Then you go back into the high to that candle's low, and do you see a fair value gap? It's right there. Okay, this market rallies back up, trades into it here. You could be a short seller there, and the market breaks down. One more time, retrades back into it and reaches below the equilibrium price point. Now you have a couple targets here. You could be here, here, or in the imbalance. And it hits all of them and goes a little bit further lower.